Ah, I wondered if I might run into you again. This makes the third day in a row. Perhaps it is fate rather than coincidence. Yes. After our conversation yesterday, I thought I might visit the book house and see what constitutes popular literature these days. Indeed. Traveler, do you know anything of the origins of books in Liyue? First, people ground wood into pulp to make paper. For ease of reading, they began binding sheets together to make what we now call books. Later, they developed movable type printing to improve the speed and quality of production. Eventually, the technology developed to the point where books like those we see here can easily be produced in great quantities. There has been a proliferation of literary genres and works since that time. Traveler, is there any book from Liyue that has made a particularly strong impression on you? Oh, so you've read it too. The author does not lack for ideas. Sometimes they move in strange directions, and even I cannot claim to fully understand their meaning. But it makes for fresh and interesting reading material, a lot like reading somebody else's biography. Gods and adepti are far removed from the mortal experience. That they are difficult to portray in writing is no surprise. It is true that the Geo-Archon Morax would journey in the mortal realm from time to time. But there was not quite so much ostentatious shape-shifting as the books would have you believe. When the goal is to wander the streets undetected, donning an overly elaborate disguise is somewhat self-defeating. Such discrepancies illustrate the difference between history as it happened and folk accounts based on hearsay. The value of reading accounts penned by others is in the chance to view the world through their eyes. It is very often an unfamiliar sight, though never an uninteresting one. Ah, yes. A memorable work indeed. I have heard that this is an unpopular book, due to its often impenetrable prose. And yet the yakshas described in it are real historical figures. They were loyal servants of Liyue. They lived through a bitter war and sacrificed much. All of Liyue, from harbor to chasm, is indebted to the yakshas for their protection over the years. I believe you have seen one of these yakshas in the flesh. Yes. These days he often appears at Dihua Marsh. He is given to solitude, but I suspect that he would not turn away a reliable companion such as yourself. Should you happen to see him, please, pass on my season's greetings.
So, are you buying or not?
Ya hari mata atta na. 3日続けて会うとは縁がある。なあ。昨日あの話をした後、書店に行って近頃流行りの本を読みたくなってな。旅人、お前はリーウェの書籍の起源を知っているか？人々は木々の繊維から紙を作り出し、読みやすくするために紐で紙を固定した。それが本だ。その後、より良い本をより早く作るため、人々は活字印刷の技術を発明した。それが長い年月を経て進化し、ようやく大量生産できる書籍が生まれた。それから様々な物語や小説が増えていった。旅人、何か印象に残っているリーウェの書籍はあるか？ほう、お前もその本を読んだことがあるのか。この本の著者はかなり思慮深く、思考が新規で、俺でも本の内容を理解しきれないほどだ。 まるで他人の人生を見ているかのように新鮮に読めた。神と仙人は常人にとってあまりにも遠い存在であり、描くことが難しいものだ。眼神モラクスは確かに属性を巡ることがある。だが派手な化身はそれほど多くない。ただ街を歩くのであれば人々の注意を引かなければそれでいいからな。変装をしすぎては本末転倒になりかねない。このような差こそ逸話と生死の違いだ。他人の作品を読むことは他人の目で世界を見ることと同じ。不思議で趣がある。その本は確かに印象深いものだ。あまりにも難解で人々の間ではさほど流行していないと聞いた。しかしその本に書かれている何人かの夜叉は確かに実在していた。夜叉一族はリーユへの後進だ。彼らは戦に身を投じ犠牲となった。近くは港から遠くは双眼に至るまでリーユへは古くから彼らの助けによって平和を維持してきた。お前も本物の夜叉とは会っているだろう。ああ、今の彼は敵家衆の方にいる。将は単独行動を好んでいるが、お前ほどの実力者からの誘いであれば拒まないだろう。彼に会ったら解答祭を楽しむよう伝えてくれ。
果然又见面了，连见3日，实在有缘。昨日说到相关事宜，便想着来书店看看近期流行的书刊。旅行者，你是否听过离月书籍的起源？人们研磨树浆制造出纸张，为了取用阅读方便，又用绳结将纸张固定在一起，谓之书。后来，为了更快更好地制造书本，人们又发明了活字印刷术。几经演变，最终诞生出这类便于量产印刷的书籍。从那以后，各式各样的故事与话本也越来越多了。旅行者，有没有让你印象深刻的离月书籍？哦，原来你也见过这本。此书作者颇有想法，思维飘逸，书中所写内容就连我也不甚了解，读起来很新鲜，仿佛是在看别人的人生。神与仙对常人而言太过遥远，确实很难描摹。岩神摩拉克斯确实会在人间巡游，不过倒也没有那么多花哨的化身，只是走在街上不引起他人注意即可，过分伪装反而容易本末倒置。此中偏差正是异化与正史的区别。读他人作品无异于用他人的眼睛看世界，陌生之余又有趣味。这本啊，确实让人印象深刻。据说这本书过于艰涩难读，很不受欢迎，但书中所写那几位夜叉确有其人。夜叉一族是离月的功臣，他们历经战事，牺牲良多，近至海港，远至层岩，一直以来，离月都因他们的庇佑而平安。你应当见过真正的夜叉。如今他常在迪花洲一带现身，他习惯独自行动。不过，若是像你这样可靠的伙伴，相信他不会拒绝。要是见到他，不妨也道一声节日快乐。
买不买？
또 만났군. 3일 연속으로 만나다니 보통 인연이 아니군. 그래, 어제 책 얘기를 했더니 생각나서 요즘 유행하는 책은 무엇인지 보러 서점에 왔다네. 여행자, 리월 서적의 기원에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 사람들은 나무로 종이를 만들었고 읽기 편하게 줄을 이용해 종이를 고정해 이를 책이라 불렀지. 후에 사람들은 책의 제작 품질과 속도를 높이기 위해 활자 인쇄술을 발명했고, 오랜 발전 끝에 마침내 대량 생산이 가능한 오늘날의 서적이 탄생했어. 그때부터 다양한 이야기와 연극 각본이 점점 많아졌지. 여행자, 리월에서 인상 깊게 봤던 책이 있나? 너도 그 책을 읽었구나. 그 작가는 꽤 색다른 시각을 가졌더군. 나도 내용을 잘 이해하지 못할 정도였으니 그래서 아주 신선했어. 마치 다른 사람의 인생을 경험하는 것처럼. 평범한 사람들에게 신과 선의는 아주 먼 존재이니 글로 표현하기 쉽지 않았을 거야. 바위신 모락스가 인간 세상에 내려오긴 했었지만 그렇게 화려한 모습을 하진 않았거든. 길거리에서 사람들의 이목을 끌지 않는 정도면 충분했지. 과하게 위장하면 오히려 역효과가 날 뿐이야. 이러한 오차가 바로 일화와 정확한 역사의 차이점이겠지. 타인의 작품을 읽는 건 타인의 눈으로 세상을 보는 거나 다름없어. 낯설면서도 흥미롭더군. 확실히 인상 깊은 작품이지. 그 책은 난해해서 별로 인기가 없다고 들었어. 하지만 책에 등장하는 야차들은 다 실제로 존재하는 인물이지. 야차 일족은 리월의 공신이었다네. 그들은 전쟁을 겪고 정말 많은 희생을 했어. 항구에서부터 멀리 있는 칭암까지 그들의 비호가 없었다면 이렇게 평화롭지 못했을 거야. 자네도 진정한 야차를 본 적이 있을 테지? 맞아. 그는 지금 적화주 일대에 자주 나타나. 손은 혼자 움직이는 걸 좋아하지만 자네 같은 듬직한 동료라면 절대 거절하지 않을 걸세. 그를 보게 되면 즐거운 명절 보내라고 말해주게.